You say that like it's, women have to work 9 to 5 jobs, whatever. Like that's a result of capitalism, not feminism. You know, like if you really want women to be stay-at-home mothers, make environments that actually facilitate that. Because I would love that for women who want it. I would love that for women and men who want it. So, feminism. Pretty cringe, right? Pretty cringe. People think that feminism is really cringe and soy-pilled and whatever else. I don't know, whatever adjectives a conservative might use. I'm a feminist myself. I don't usually say that I'm a feminist just because optically it's bad to call yourself a feminist for some reason. But PragerU decided to make a video called Who's Benefiting from Feminism? Now, I would like to look at the definition of feminism here for just a second and just to make sure that we're all on the same page here. Feminism is a range of socio-political movements and ideologies that aim to define and establish the political, economic, personal, and social equality of the sexes. Feminism holds the position that modern societies are patriarchal, they prioritize the male point of view, and that women are treated unjustly in these societies. Efforts to change this include fighting against gender stereotypes and improving educational, professional, and interpersonal opportunities and outcomes for women. All right, so that's a pretty good definition, I feel. I feel like often when we talk about feminism, we often forget the fact that feminism also helps men out because it breaks down gendered stereotypes, and men also suffer from these stereotypes. In fact, we suffer, frankly, from each other feeding into these stereotypes. So like, for instance, my dad saying that it's girly for me to crochet, or people calling me, saying that nursing is a women's job, right? Those both affect my life. Or like the notion that men can't express their feelings. Like I still have issues crying in front of my own partner, like that's man, that's really, that's sadness or happiness or whatever. Crying is a human expression of emotion. It just is. But for some reason, men aren't really allowed to do it. And I feel like that's still, like it's starting to go away, but I feel like it's still kind of a thing. Like you cry as a man, you're considered soy or wussy or whatever. So yeah, I just think that feminism is cool for everybody. I think breaking down gender stereotypes is good. But let's see what PragerU has to say about feminism and who's benefiting from it.
I think that the women are suffering even more from this culture war.
Right off the bat, we're doing great.
And even more from this supposed feminist narrative. Who's benefiting from feminism?
Right.
Not the women,
right.
Not the moms. Right? Because, I mean, think about it. I know in your book, you write about this as well. The people who are benefiting.
They're absolutely benefiting from feminism. Guess who gave them voting rights? Feminists. Way back in the day. I forget which year. But feminism is the reason that women currently have voting rights. So that's at least one that I can think of off the top of my head. I feel like that one's pretty important. It's also the reason that women can own property without needing to be married. Have credit cards and credit scores, have jobs. There's all kinds of things that women have benefited from with feminism.
Benefiting from
all kinds of things that women have benefited. You guys know what I meant.
Feminism are the big corporations who have basically women who are willing to work all day long and not take time off for kids and
Benefits
not have
women
kids
have
and not be distracted by children. Right? And it's like, just freeze your eggs.
Freeze your eggs. That's why all these companies
What?
pay for their employees to get abortions.
Hold on, I gotta go back. I think I missed something.
Feminism about it. I know in your book you write about this as well. The people who are benefiting from feminism are the big corporations who have basically women who are willing to work all day long and not take time off for kids and not have kids and not be distracted.
There's this idea that like feminism is only about women in the workforce. Nowhere in feminist ideology does it say women have to work a 9-to-5 job. That's very silly. Like the idea is that men get to work jobs and be independent as a result. So women should also get to work jobs and be independent as a result. The whole point is that women should have a means of being independent. And with feminism, that is possible. Without feminism, we've seen that's not possible because men dominate, okay? Historically. That's just how it's been. And I don't like that. So I think feminism is actually the preferable option here.
By children, right? It's like, just freeze your eggs.
Freeze your eggs. That's why all these companies pay for their employees to get abortions. because then, they
Oh,
don't.
good. We're getting into abortion here. That's another tenet of feminism, is that you're allowed to have control over your own body, by the way. Something that people like Dennis Prager don't want you to have.
Have to get maternity leave. They're not losing their employees.
Yeah. And
Doesn't
then,
help the woman.
and then male
You don't even believe in maternity leave. Shut the fuck up. These people are so disingenuous.
predators who never want to settle down, right? I'd imagine maybe they win from this feminism, but
What?
certainly not the women.
Oh, I mean, every woman.
How the fuck do predators benefit from feminism? Do you know what predators did before women were allowed to have their own, like, bodily autonomy? They would rape women, sometimes marry them and then rape them because they were unconsensual marriages. Sometimes underage, by the way. And that was how they did their predatory stuff. Like, it was all by the books. It was all legal. It was all fine back then because it was allowed. Because feminism wasn't a thing. So, no, predators have actually not benefited from feminism at all. It's the exact opposite.
On Tinder, on the dating apps, is on birth control, and everything is being underwritten by abortion,
Okay.
just in case. So a man has no incentive anymore.
What?
Unless he's like a literal.
A man has no incentive to date you if you're on birth control and you're okay with getting an abortion if you get pregnant. Is the incentive not worry-free sex? Right? Like even if you without a condom and get her pregnant by accident, like she's willing to get an abortion, and therefore you don't have to be forced into a familial situation that you did not consent to and don't want. That's a plus to me.
Literally raised like a fundamentalist religious household. A regular
You wanna
guy
raw
off the
dog
street
it?
has no incentive to marry a woman, to take precautions, to not just be this like very promiscuous person. And then women don't have any, there's no guidelines there either. We've removed all the guide rails. And so you see women, I think you've posted some of these videos of women.
Yeah, good point. Men should also be allowed to be stay-at-home dads. That's another thing that feminism allows for, is, again, the breaking down of gendered stereotypes. So men can be stay-at-home dads without feeling like they're being, feminized or whatever, what have you.
Young women bragging about their, body counts of how many
Explain
men
what
they've
body
been.
If men can brag about their body count, so can women. That's equality.
count is, because it
so gruesome.
actually, I'm not online enough to know what that
I'm
means.
so
and
jealous of you.
It sounds
Right?
like
Like-
a horrific.
Yeah, it's this.
How dry are these women's pussies? How dry do you think? On like a scale of like the Sahara Desert to like the surface of Mars? Because I think it's somewhere between there.
Gruesome, like serial killer phrase for how many sexual partners you've had. So you have
So
young
women are collecting
They're bragging.
ledgers
Dusty
of people
pussies,
they
dude,
slept
have
with.
I've
not
seen,
been
I've seen
laid
women
in
over
forever.
100. Like numbers are
I've seen like
ugly.
close to 300 in a year.
Wow.
I'm like, you got to
We
be
have two
busy every
Ben's
single
wife
day.
jokes.
They
Like,
post
what
this
kind of
on
life is
social.
that? Yeah.
yeah. It's a virtue. It's a kind of virtue signal. It's like this very kind of dark feminism.
And then they're praised.
Wait, what
Everyone-
Is that Chaya Raichik? Oh, that might be Chaya Raichik. I couldn't tell from the layers upon layers of makeup.
That's
Happened
right.
to the
Praises
slut
them
shaming.
and-
Oh, that's
Which is
gone.
her right.
That's gone.
Because I'm a
Slut pride.
feminist. She's allowed to do
Slut
that.
It's
pride.
like pride parade for sluts these
They're
days.
going to add like another S
Cool, who
to
cares?
the LGBT, whatever.
Yes, add an S in there.
There's the
Double
joke.
S.
Yeah,
We
they'll-
got it, boys.
They'll need
Good
a
job.
flag.
Because they're going to say that they're now like a, minority.
Persecuted, yeah.
Persecuted.
That's so
Well, as
funny.
long as
You literally are persecuted as a result of having as much sex as you want. That is a thing that happens. So yes, if you want to call it sluts, whatever, I don't care. Slut shaming is a thing. You are persecuted as a result of having sex with whoever you want, whenever you want to. And that's bad. And men are not persecuted for that. We're praised. We're worshipped for that. People think we're Giga Chad. But suddenly you're a woman and you do that, and you're it's like it's the whole master lock shitty door analogy. Like people literally believe that, which is so stupid. And it doesn't make any sense at all. It does not make sense.
they remain a minority, I hope
Which
it
is
doesn't
shit we
become a
made up.
majority. That, I mean, it's just awful.
Yeah, and then they end up.
Marginalized.
Yeah, then they end up child free, and that is sold
Great.
like as this liberation. You don't
Yeah.
need to waste your money.
Dude, not having a child, especially if you don't want one, is liberating as shit, okay? Take it from somebody who does want children and does not currently have them yet. I feel liberated by the fact that I was not railroaded into having a child back when I was with my ex and we accidentally got pregnant, okay? Like, I feel liberated by that fact. All right? She got an abortion and we're better off because of it. That was liberating for me. Yes, that is liberating. Do you know how burdened I would be if I had a kid to take care of? Like, that's crazy.
But what they also are not telling these women is that, you know, anti-depression rates for women, especially unmarried, childless women in their 50s and 60s, has never been higher. It's literally like the highest rate ever of older women resorting to antidepressants and other drugs that aren't good for you.
Let's talk about why that is. Is that because of feminism or is that because of capitalism? You know, you say that like it's, you know, women have to work 9-to-5 jobs, whatever. Like that's a result of capitalism, not feminism, you know? Like if you really want women to be stay-at-home mothers, make environments that actually facilitate that. Because I would love that for women who want it, you know? I would love that for women and men who want it. That'd be great. But we can't do that because you literally need a double income household in order to just make ends meet, especially if you have kids, you know? It's shitty. So I'm glad that we've once again reached the conclusion that you're mad at capitalism.
To kind of
Not
mask
feminism.
whatever has, you know, they lost out on or missed out on.
That's how
shit.
Lives of TikTok was born.
I'm not
They
watching
were
another one. I can't do it. Certainly not a fucking hour of this. No. Yeah, that was really stupid. Feminism is based. If you're not feminism pilled, you're big doo doo head. You're big stinky poo poo head, like these girls. Hey, thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please be sure to hit the like button, subscribe if you want to see more, hit the notification bell to be notified when I upload. If you enjoy my content, you enjoy what I do, I really appreciate any financial help that I can get. Go to youtube.com/AlecGunterTTV/join. You got some awesome benefits, such as seeing early videos, awesome emotes that you can use in the comments of YouTube videos, and a sweet badge next to your name. So if that sounds interesting to you, I'd really appreciate if you join. It is cheaper than the cost of a blowjob from your mom. So with all that being said, thank you again for watching, and I'll see you all in the next video.